What is up, party people? Hello and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another edition of Cup Chasers Daily, the World Cup style. Of course, it's day 3 of the tournament, and we are pumped. The USA have destroyed Paraguay, and Canada, another host nation, have gotten a hard-fought draw as well. Woeful in front of goal, but of course, we will speak on that. There are 4 more games today as well. Lots and lots going on. And I got my man Nez in the building for one of these shows. Of course, it is the early AM for us here on the East Coast. But as all of the action is happening at night here in the United States, we're trying to bring some of the content, some of the review stuff here in the morning, at least for us. But how you doing, Nez?
Well, the U.S. got me happy, but also I have things to complain about, which I think is good.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, we'll start right there with the USA. An absolute banger of a first half. Of course, I think that's the best half of football I've seen the United States play. Ever. Like in my whole life, ever. Yeah. And that was, my mom said the same thing. Like my mom is really the reason why I watched, like why I love international soccer so much, and why I played for so long. This was like our thing growing up. We would watch the World Cup together, like all the time. My earliest memories of watching the World Cup, we went to, when I was like 11, we went to Edisto Beach. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Edisto Beach. On the coast of South Carolina, and we were watching the tournament. No one else in the house at the beach house with us in my family wanted to watch the tournament during that summer. So at 5:30 in the morning, Brazil playing Germany in the O2 final. We've got one of those little TVs that was like this big, like a little square. And when Ronaldo scored that first goal in that game, me and Mom woke the whole house up, right? And so and so even she last night was telling me, yo, this is the best I've ever seen us play. I was like, absolutely is. A dominant performance in that first half. But let me ask you this question just to kick it off. Obviously, we can glaze them Balogun and the own goal. Weston McKennie was really good. But why did we take our foot off the gas?
Well, the question about that is it's sort of me asking you a question back while answering is why did we take our foot off the gas, but why were we literally awful in front of goal in the sense of we wouldn't take shots? Like we literally could have had 10 goals. We could have had 7 in the first half.
Yeah.
So to go from to answer your question, why did we take our foot off the gas? I think that's just was par for what they were doing. I don't think they were looking for clear-cut chances, which is kind of crazy, but also understandable, I guess, if you know the game well enough. But they had Paraguay on their heels the whole time, so I don't know at all. Like because there was that period where Paraguay was like, I think they had 3 consecutive corners, and I'm like, what is going on, man? Like, what are we doing? And especially when they got the one goal, they were starting to look like they were like fully in their counter mode, and we were getting in the box and not doing anything. I was like, come on, man. So I don't know. Maybe it's because Pulisic came out, but I really don't know the answer to that, man.
I think it was kind of it looked like to me, and my answer to Brian, because obviously Brian and I were texting throughout the game last night. My answer to him was, Pochettino's a Premier League manager. He's a league manager. So when he gets a lead in a game, his mind just kind of naturally goes to, all right, how can I prepare for next game? We've done the business here. What can I? And I don't think that's a good thing. I'm not like praising him for that. I'm saying that that's kind of what it felt like, because Christian Pulisic, it just says that he came out, his quote here, I just got a bit of it. This is on ESPN. I just got a bit of a kick first half, so I'm really hoping it's nothing. Taking a little bit of precaution today, hoping I'll be fine in the next few days. Just the back of my leg, calf area. I've had similar things before, and I'm staying positive. I don't think it's anything at all.
Because he was cooking. Like, he was cooking. So
Poch said he didn't want to take any risk. It was difficult for him to walk, but we hope it's not a big issue and he can be ready for the next one.
I don't remember seeing anything in the first half, though, man.
I don't really either. I thought that it didn't really get too chippy until the second half.
Right. Right.
But Berhalter came on for Pulisic. Wasn't necessarily impressed. I think that's kind of what you were talking about. Ricardo Pepi came in as well later in the game, and we just couldn't really finish at that point until that flowing move at the very end, which was absolutely beautiful. Like if you go back and watch the 45 seconds before that, we actually put together like 20 passes. It looked like a Man City move back to front, Asif in the building. What's up? What's up? How you doing? Is it the first time you've been on stream and there's been light outside?
Yeah, exactly.
On our channel here. Yeah, but we were just talking about the USA demolition of Paraguay and how we kind of took our foot off the gas a little bit weirdly in that first part of the second half. What are your thoughts?
I thought you guys played well. You did take your foot off the gas, but I think, especially with you taking the players off, but obviously with it being you got a couple more games coming up, you was probably thinking more like we've got this in the bag now.
That's what it felt like, right?
Yeah, that's what it felt like. I thought that was pretty good. That was some long-term planning.
I look at it like this, man. Turkey is next. I need as many goals as I can, because we don't know what it is, and because goal difference matters, and I don't know what the next game is, and potentially Pulisic has to play the next game. You hope, because that's the big game for us. So you're like, okay, I need to get as many goals. So again, I know I sent the chat and see if you can hear, but the U.S. easily could have had 6 goals in the first half. They easily could have scored 10 in this game. You got to finish your chances, man. You got to finish them. A couple of them were just, hey, man, you just 3 goals were just you just missed.
Yeah.
3 of them you just missed.
Brian's ready to send Pepe back to wherever he came from. Back to PSV. I think he's ready to send him back to the Netherlands for
but I'm happy for Gio Reyna.
Summer training.
Gio Reyna had a pretty dirty finish at the end, so I'm happy for him.
I thought he was a little bit petulant, really, when he came on. Like he was pissed that he didn't start, and so he was kicking people, trying to start fights and stuff. And but then the finish at the end, that's kind of what I've always said. Kind of about my opinion of Ronaldo, my opinion of Zlatan. If you're gonna be arrogant, whatever, but if you're gonna score the goal, if you're gonna be the man, then okay, whatever, I can deal with it. And so Reyna, yes, he may have been a little bit whatever, but what a finish. What a finish. That's probably the goal of the tournament so far. Obviously, we only have 3 days of action, but that goal is definitely the goal of the tournament. It's fantastic. Yeah, man, I'm very, very excited, very pumped about that result. And we play Australia next. So we finish with Turkey.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, I guess he respectfully could skip that game. Respectfully.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Australia, for me, an unknown quantity. We will get to see them in about 17 hours' time because it's a midnight start. Yeah. I don't know. Let's see if you're gonna get up. Little 5 a.m. Turkey versus Australia.
I'm actually gonna watch Turkey the Turkey match.
5 a.m. for you.
That's Sunday, right? Is it Sunday morning or Monday for you, man?
Yeah, Sunday morning for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've watched a lot of Turkey because obviously they're now qualifying.
Yeah.
And they're a good team. They're very compact. I think they're not afraid to get physical. There's going to be some bookings in that match. If you
Hakan Çalhanoğlu, bro. Çalhanoğlu's the center of their team.
Yeah, if you've watched their last few games, you'll understand that this ref is he's a bit trigger happy from what I hear.
Really? Oh, wow.
Speaking of trigger happy referees, this is just an aside, but guess who is refereeing the first Ecuador game? With Michael Oliver.
All right.
Moises Caicedo's already got a yellow card.
I might as well just give him a yellow card now.
Michael Oliver's going to issue him a yellow during warm-ups.
He loves him. He probably just sees him. There you go. Sorry, he was forced.
You were supposed to have one last Chelsea game. I forgot. Here it is.
Dang.
But yeah, but going back onto Turkey, I think personally, I think they should edge it against. I think the quality with Gula, for example, they have European, a lot of European based players. So I do think, and they're good. A lot of people underestimate them, but I personally think they're good. So, and I'm probably tipping them and yourselves to qualify from that group. So.
Yeah, I think the when we play them in the third group game is going to be the decider for who wins the group. Like I said, Australia kind of an unknown quantity to me, but obviously my my buddy Anton here on the channel is he lives down in Melbourne, so obviously he will be supporting them. Obviously his mom is was Australian, his dad was British, so he's got. And he lived in America, so he's got ties all over the place, of course. But he's been telling me that Australia are poor. They're not great.
They're not great. They're more of a very compact team from what I've seen. They're not a lot less like individual. Like in the days they had Q, Viduka. They're a lot more.
Tim Cahill.
So, yeah, I can see them try to defend and try to hit Turkey on the break.
Well, that's what Turkey do. That's what's interesting is because I mean Turkey can kind of do everything, but I'm very interested in the performances of Kenan Yildiz and Arda Güler. They're young, but everyone's already kind of putting their hopes on these two guys' backs.
It's basically Güler's the quarterback for that team.
And so we'll see how they step up on massive stage. Obviously, they've both already played Champions League minutes this season. Yildiz for Juventus, even though they were awful. And I think Güler's gotten into some games for Madrid in the Champions League.
Güler has. I think. I think those two are probably key to their hopes. Turkey can hurt you in a few different ways, like you said. They while Australia, I can see them doing more of a. Forgive me for saying more of a set piece FC Arsenal thing with the using
hey man, Czechia are the Arsenal of this tournament, bro.
But Australia they're not
and Bosnia were doing that same thing versus Canada as well, trying to sit back.
But it's the rules favor the attacking teams, as you can see from the goals at the moment.
Speaking of new rules, I was and I've been calling for it. I've been calling for the VAR reversal on dives all season long.
Love it.
And we did speak on the mistaken identity being a new rule, but I was completely unaware this was how they were going to apply it.
I'm good with it.
Because that was fantastic. Yes, okay, it's another thing VAR has to go and look at, but on the first replay, you could tell that Miguel Almiron, that was like, Madueke would be so proud of that dive. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was a clear and obvious dive, and they've put it under the mistaken identity rule, and they gave him a yellow card, reversed the decision, and it's huge. Yes, obviously, I'm American, and so it went in my favor, and that's great and all that, but it's massive because Tim Ream, our center back, being on a booking is bad news bears. You don't want that, because if he gets some, say we're winning 4-0 again versus Australia, and he gets some dumb booking and then can't play versus Turkey. That's the same. That's why I was a little bit irritated at Tyler Adams, because we're up 3-0, bro, and you go and smash somebody in their corner. Like, there was just an unnecessary yellow card, and I'm like, but see, I'm used to it. I'm used to Tyler Adams picking up unnecessary
that's
yellows.
The way he plays. You can't really. Sometimes it's
Yeah, absolutely. But that was definitely a great use of that rule. Canada getting the 1-1 draw in their home opener. Man, they should have won.
The first time they've gotten any points in the World Cup ever.
Yep, absolutely. They should have smashed Bosnia. I was shocked at how wasteful they were in front of goal. Like, just if they had anybody. Well, here's what it is. I was telling, like I say, I've been texting Brian throughout the tournament, and because we've been had a couple bets in together. We were fading Bosnia last night together, so we were discussing it, and I'm shocked that they didn't start Kyle Larin. Maybe he didn't have the 90 in him, but he comes on and 30 seconds later he equalizes. Like, and I had been calling for it. I was like, and the guy that they brought, the guy that started in front of him, oh my goodness, man. That was one of the biggest whiffs. It was number 12. I can't pronounce his name. But a massive whiff, you know, and Bosnia, like I said, just did what Arsenal do. Sit back, soak up. They rode their luck. They definitely rode their luck. You know, I keep saying these teams are like Arsenal, but they certainly don't defend as well as we do. I'll put that out there, of course. But they should have been smashed, Bosnia. Got a goal on a long throw-in, I believe it was. Or it was a free kick. Something like that. And sat back, defended. Canada can play, man. Canada can get the ball to the goal well. They get the likes of Tajon Buchanan, you know, out on the wing. They can get the ball up to the goal. But then they struggle mightily.
What was crazy is after they conceded the goal, they literally looked frantic. Like they looked like they didn't know what they wanted to do after they conceded the goal.
I mean, is that a fair reflection of kind of Jesse Marsh's temperament?
But it's crazy because it was so early. Like you literally had what 75% of the game left. Like, why are you playing like your head is chopped off?
I mean, you know, and
you were at home.
Yeah, and a lot of that team is the same from 4 years ago. You know, as far as experience it goes, you know, I figured. But I think that Larin definitely needs to start in the next game. Canada play. If they have Qatar next, yeah, because that's a very, very important. They have to beat Qatar. Qatar are poor. We'll get to see them today. I expect Switzerland to deal with them.
No, I expect Switzerland to deal with them. A very good team, I think. Switzerland.
You think Canada? I mean, if they don't get like the result against Qatar, I mean, they might not get out the group.
And I'm actually expecting. I don't know about you guys, but I'm expecting a Brazilian win today.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun game. Absolutely is. Like I say, we'll get to see the other two teams in the Canada group, and we'll get to see the other two teams.
I'll be rooting for the Scots.
You know, that's another game too I want to take a look at. We'll go ahead and get into that one right now because Haiti, everyone, of course, 2 weeks ago was saying, oh, Haiti's minnows, nothing going to happen. They're not going to do anything. Of course, they're in a group with Brazil, Morocco, Scotland, and then they go and smoke New Zealand 4-0. And the narrative kind of changes a little bit. So, Asif, I see you kind of scoffing there. Are Scotland going to struggle today?
No, I reckon Scotland should win this game pretty handily.
Hey man, Scott McTominay, he's like the Kevin De Bruyne of Italy, right?
Yes.
John McGinn. John McGinn is there.
They've got John McGinn. They've got a lot of Premier League players in there. You're forgetting the one and only Robertson as well.
Don't forget my man KT on the other side, Kieran Tierney, baby. Let's go. Scottish League champion.
Yeah, you did not give him love, but anyway.
Let me look at what the lineup is now. All right. Yeah, I see it. Hey man, hey man, Angus Gunn used to play for City, rooting for that in goal. We with that.
There we go. Yeah, I'm definitely rooting for Scotland. For sure. Got a little soft spot for those guys, of course.
Yeah, I've even heard Gordon Ramsay went up to the Scottish training.
Why wouldn't he even be at the game? I don't know, Asif, if you saw like the replays back. I mean, I really, am starstruckness means nothing, but literally, who's who of American stars was at the USA game? Like literally everybody was at that game.
Yeah, everybody was there.
And Rob Schneider.
Yeah. I don't know. I know that they put the production. I don't know what you were watching it on. I actually was watching it on Fox instead of Peacock this time. And
we'll go here.
yeah, production did their best to get Tom Cruise and David Beckham next to each other in the shot, like as much as they possibly could.
They did.
And it was so funny to me because every time they really zoomed in and like they weren't like signing jerseys or whatever, they were just kind of standing next to each other, chit-chatting with people. Tom Cruise was just like, oh, shaking hands, smiling and everything. David Beckham looked so uncomfortable standing next to the king of Scientology. Like, just...
Well, you know, the other thing that I thought... Huh? What?
I thought they were friends, weren't they?
No,
they probably are. I'm just...
Well, my thing that I found funny, man, this is... I mean, I understood, like, Katy Perry having, like, dressed up because she performed. And I understood, like, the sort of state officials. But, like, David Beckham looked uncomfortable to me because him and his wife were, like, dressed to the nines. Like, they had suit and tie on for a soccer guy. Like, what is this, dude? And if it was, like, Miami, Inter Miami, I was like, okay, maybe. But, I mean, maybe he had something to help in getting it, to L.A., but he looked like he wanted to enjoy soccer and he wasn't able. He was like, it was there for business, which, I mean, he's clearly a football guy. And so having like the 3-piece suit on, he looked really awkward because Tom Cruise was like in a regular jacket and a t-shirt, man.
Yeah.
Like, and if you looked at all like the other like celebrities, everybody else was like casual, man.
Right.
But like the heads of state and David Beckham and Posh Spice were all dressed up, and Katy Perry, which again, I get Katy Perry because Katy Perry was performing.
Yeah. I don't know that Victoria goes to many games. Like I don't follow Inter Miami, so I don't know that she's there a lot. Maybe she was just taking a chance to get out and be seen.
Hey man, we know who she is.
Yeah, well, we all knew who she was 20 years ago.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, yeah, man. There were some stars at the Canada game too. Ryan Reynolds was there.
Ryan Reynolds was there. Yeah, but again, another one. Ryan Reynolds was there in a t-shirt, man.
He had a Canada t-shirt on. Yeah.
Maybe when David Beckham goes to watch the Three Lions play, he'll be in a t-shirt. Because and I'm not calling David Beckham out, but I would be really confused if he wasn't at that game, but he was at the USA opener.
That would be weird. Yeah,
I would be very confused.
That would be weird, of course. Yeah.
Now, he also looked uncomfortable when they was singing the national anthem, and Tom Cruise was like, he was singing like he was Hank Williams Jr. And David Beckham was just there like, okay.
Yeah, man. Speaking of that, Lauren has brought up a very interesting topic to me, something that we've spoken on. She was not happy that our manager did not sing our national anthem, that our manager cannot speak English.
I'm about to say, he couldn't do it anyways.
Yeah.
Poch speaks a bit of English, doesn't he?
But he not that good.
I mean, with a bit very loosely defined.
Yes.
That's one thing I don't understand with the likes of Pep, the likes of Arteta, even Jurgen Klopp. Like, y'all have been in England for how long now, and you still sound like you're fresh off the boat? Like, even Pep Guardiola, homie, you've been there for 10 years.
We're going in a totally different direction from that one.
Well, no, but the question that I was bringing up is, should it be a rule, like a law in the game that your manager should be from your nation?
Klopp does speak pretty good English.
No, I know. I'm just messing around. But should it be a rule that your manager should be from your nation?
No. You can't do that. You can't really impose.
Yeah, I don't agree with that either.
Because sometimes you don't have an outstanding candidate.
Like,
yeah, England. Yeah, well, I can understand that coming from England, whose best manager is probably Eddie Howe.
No, but we don't give English people managers a chance. Last time we did at a big club, Potter, he messed up. So.
Well, here's my thing. Here's my thing about that too. So. While I get the national team thing and the history of only no manager who wasn't like from the nation won the World Cup, you also have to like couch that with what those nations were, right? Brazil, Italy, Spain, like that. I mean, that's you playing with statistics on that, right? But my opinion is this: where if my goal is with my national team to win the World Cup, and I'm running a business, which just kind of sort of is, do I want to win or do I want to be patriotic? And hey, man, if people tell me that I can step on people to make a profit, then you can't come back at me and say, but I gotta hire somebody from my country, even though they're not the best candidate. Like you can't hate me on affirmative action one place. And then if you tell me, hey man, your job is to win, I need the best manager, because that would be the equivalent of this, right? So say, for example, I mean, Carlo Ancelotti is a good example for Brazil, but say after his a year sabbatical, Pep Guardiola looks at the U.S. team and says, you know what? I think I can do something with these guys in 4 years. And Pep openly says to the to USA Soccer, hey man, I want to manage the USA team. I need to hear somebody tell me, hey man, we don't want Pep Guardiola, we need an American. And I want to hear him tell me now, Pep, who loves the United States because he lived in New York during his sabbaticals before. I want to hear him say, and again, I'm not mad at this, because this is also sort of a different thing. And if you probably noticed from living in Colombia and in other places, I'm not going to be mad at this person either if they don't sing the national anthem because it's not their country. Like, I get that, right? Like, don't disrespect the anthem or the flag, but like, because say they sing it and they sing it wrong, or they do something good, like, won't you get offended still? So
I'm gonna use on my own personal experience here. When I was teaching abroad, that used to happen where they'd be singing their national anthems in school assemblies or whatever. I would not sing along with it, and that's just personally me. That's because I'm like, yes, I was living there at the time and whatever, but no, it's.
Think about how many Colombia games I've been to. I know the anthem. I've never once sang it. When Colombia played the United States and I was at the game, guess what national anthem I sang? Because it sure wasn't a Colombian one. But realistically, I was there kind of supporting the Colombians. I mean, I had a USA shirt on, but I knew the deal. I knew the deal though. Yeah. So I'm like, come on, man. Like, so I get that. I understand the sort of the heartstring part. But again, if we're looking at this as business, and this is business, do I want the best manager or do I want a homer? And if my best homer is Doofy from Scary Movie, then I'm good, man. I'm good. I don't want that, man. I'm just saying, man.
That's awesome. No, I completely understand.
Doofy? Are we taking Ace Ventura, Pet Detective? Like, what are we doing, man? Are we getting the best manager?
Ted Lasso. We're going to get Ted Lasso.
Like, we need the best manager. Stop it.
Hey, Ted Lasso might win the cup just on vibes alone.
I'm good with that, though. I'm good with that.
No, I definitely understand it. And I definitely understand, she's coming from a nationalism side of it where it's like global tournament, global stage. We want to put America's best foot forward.
Yeah, no, I understand that. It's just, some people, obviously, a lot of people have never been in that position.
But it's the clash of, like you say, Lewis, it's the clash of the spirit of the tournament and what the tournament has always meant. We want to make money.
And that clearly that trumps it for everybody. No pun intended with my word, but that trumps everything. That does, because I'm gonna put it like this. So, and I'm not knocking Lauren because we cool, but I'm putting it like this. If say for example, I'm gonna knock on wood to wish for it. Say the United States makes the final, and Poach is able to win it. We gonna be mad at Poach because he's not singing the national anthem? Because I bet they won't. No. I bet they won't.
No, definitely not. No, we'll tie an American flag around his face and toss him up in the air. You know what I mean? And do the whole toss him up in the air thing. But yeah, I think that's it's a very interesting, and a lot of people fall on different sides of this coin. Many people that I've listened to on YouTube, as far as like English fans, agree, and then some fans are on the other side. They're like, "Look, man, win the thing. I just win it. Just win it."
So Asif, real quick, not to beat the horse, but just so if England win the World Cup, do you think the three lions gonna be mad at Tommy? Because I bet they won't.
I just looked past my window and I saw a pig flying.
I'm just saying. Because I bet every English person would be like, it's coming home. They don't care where he's
it was
from.
just a bit of a coincidence when you said that. Anyway.
They don't care where he's from.
No, not at all. Not at all. I don't think they will. But the biggest game of today, the one that I am very, very much looking forward to, Brazil against Morocco.
Ooh.
Ooh, that's gonna be amazing.
I have a feeling for the Brazilians today.
Oh yeah, what, that they're gonna get beat, or that they're gonna smash, or
they're gonna get win. They're gonna win. I see them winning in this game.
Well,
Morocco, I saw them play against Egypt and one of some of their warm up games. I saw the Brazilians. Yeah, I can see them having a bit too much flair. Like it's gonna be like more or less a home game for them guys anyway.
Oh yeah.
So
it's in New Jersey. It's in New Jersey.
But people will travel to see.
Well, have you seen the videos of the Brazilians in Times Square yesterday? They took over the entire Times Square. Go look for it. Just Google Brazilian Times Square. The whole thing is Brazilian people. The whole thing.
Nice.
And
That's
I just want to add to that. That game is in New York, New Jersey.
Yep.
And the NBA Finals is right after that. You think it ain't gonna be electric for energy? Come on, man.
Knicks in 5, or is it game 6?
No, this is 5th game.
This is game 5. Yeah, man. If the Knicks win after what they did when you won last game, look out. Look out.
Yes,
times 1,000 after, if that's the case.
Oh yeah, man. So Brazil win 5-0. Knicks take down the series. New York pops off.
The Statue of Liberty will be taken off of the island, and they dragging that across the water, man, because they don't care.
New York's gonna pop off. But yeah, man, I think a lot of people are maybe overlooking Brazil a little bit as far as the favorites talk, just because their outside backs are not what they used to be.
I actually think this will work in their favor. I really do think they're one of the people.
Everyone else on the pitch, they are stacked. But the outside backs is why people don't think they're going to do. I don't understand it. What I'm saying, what I'm putting to you is that I don't understand it. Their team is freaking stacked.
So I'm going to read what I got. I'm sitting here on Foot Mob. Hey, Foot Mob, you need to sponsor us. So I'm reading it. Okay, first of all, I know you saw the thing where Allison said he didn't play games on purpose to stay healthy.
I saw that.
Which I'm kind of conflicted about how that sounds. But Allison in the goal with Alexandro, Gabriel, Marquinhos, and Danilo. Then you have Bruno Guimaraes and Casemiro, the greatest holding midfielder ever, with Vinny, Paqueta, and Rafinha.
No, I think
Cunha
Brazil at the moment, they don't have that standout world-class star apart from Vinny out front. Before, like, if you looked at before, they used to have like Rivaldo, Kaká. They had all those sorts of players.
I think Rafinha is going to impress you, bro. I think Rafinha is going to.
I'm not saying Rafinha's not. He's not a good player. I don't think he's at their level. The Brazilian players of the past.
I agree.
I can agree with that. Sure.
It's like
as
soon as you used to see him on the pitch, you're like, oh shit. You know, you had Rivaldo.
We got R9 today. Oh damn it! Yeah.
But I'm agreeing.
I don't think they have that order compared to before. I think Endrick, he's one for the future. I think he can be one of the like world stars coming up. As Savinho. That was a
justice for Savinho, man. It's gonna hurt my heart to not see him on the pitch today. It's really gonna hurt my heart. Well. You know what? I may not even watch the Brazil game just in protests. Just
so my caveat is I agree with everything Asif says, but then I challenge it to this. This Brazil squad has literally been one in transition, and they finally have guys that are like ascending at the right time. Because like Endrick is a perfect example. Like either you or Steve said that. But then like Rafinha has been great this year. Vinny has something to prove. Paqueta has something to prove. And that back line, all I got to do is hold serve. You know?
Yeah, but if the only thing I can see as well that could be a problem going forward is the fact that they brought Neymar along and he's not been fully fit. And I
He
think
won't play,
that's a
man.
great point too. And I'm gonna say why it's a great point, and I agree because my point was gonna be the opposite. The fact that Carlo Ancelotti doesn't have to worry about selecting him at all in the group is perfect. Because now I don't have to deal with none of that garbage that I need to. Oh, well, when is Neymar coming in? Hey, he hurt. He over there. We'll see him in the knockouts. So right now, these guys, these 20 guys or 21 guys are literally like, hey man. So we don't have to worry about Neymar being in the selection for like vibes and feeling. He can be on the sideline like Ronaldo was for the Euros where he was coaching from the side. Hey man, we'll take the vibes over here. We just don't need you on the field right now. So this is where I agree with you, but mine is sort of the opposite side where I think Carlo is dealing with house money because now he doesn't have in the back of the head. Okay,
that's for the group stage. When it matters, what will he do then? That's what.
But I think for the group, they didn't need him anyways for the group.
No,
to be fair.
Well, here's what's interesting to me, especially about the lineup you just read out, Nez. If I'm Don Carlo, and we know that his style is kind of, all right, here are the best players, go do your thing. That's kind of what he does, platforms them to kind of play as best as they can. I mean, maybe this is my bias because I think Paquetá is kind of a scummy guy. I wouldn't start Lucas Paquetá. I would start Mateus Cunha in behind Thiago.
Oh, Thiago, okay.
Yeah. But I can see if he's trying to go like all speed, high octane, in your face, Samba, wingers cutting in instead of wingers beating your man and crossing, they're just going to beat their man and score. Then run Cunha down the middle or run Endrick down the middle and somebody that's like pacey. But if you think that you're just going to have a field day with Hakimi and Mazraoui and get crosses in, then I would start Thiago. But I think that in the middle of the park, Mateus Cunha having the freedom to run the offense is better than giving Paquetá those keys, in my opinion.
I can see that.
So it'll be interesting to see what they do. But also, as far as like, because I've been saying about the Sunderland players, I've been just so impressed by Sunderland this season. I was like, good for Brian Brobby, he's gotten in, but also good for Thiago to get into this Brazil side after an incredible season for Brentford. So I want to see him play. I want to see him get some minutes.
Of Sunderland players, you mentioned Haiti. They have a Sunderland player playing as well.
Paraguay had Alderete at center back last night. He didn't have too good of a time of it, but yeah, they're there, man. Sunderland's success this season has really vaulted some of those players, and we'll get to see Granit Xhaka as well today versus Qatar. So I think that it's going to be very, very interesting, of course, to see how these lineups shape up. I'm worried for Qatar, to be honest with you, but I think the best game today, obviously, is going to be, Vinicius Jr. versus Hakimi on that right-hand side is going to be definitely a matchup to look forward to. But yeah, man, I think people are overlooking the fact that we got Gabriel Magalhaes and Marquinhos in front of Alisson at the back for Brazil. That's going to be a tough nut to crack. And I think you said Danilo is probably the starting right back from Forest. The guy from Forest is.
No. This is Danilo, the one in I think he's in Italy. He's playing in Italy.
Maybe he played for Forest last season.
No, he plays for Flamenco. He's been like there forever.
Okay, fair enough. I'm just thinking of a different guy. But yeah, so that'll be very interesting. I'm worried about who's scoring goals for Morocco. That's where my picks kind of fall apart, But of course,
Brazil have been leaking goals. If you look at the past, so it might not be
in like their friendlies,
like a clean sheet as you think.
Well, maybe they'll like they've been saving it. Maybe they've been saving it up for this game, for the beginning of the tournament. But yeah, man, I think it's going to be a great day of footy. I'm definitely very, very excited. We'll get to see some of these teams for the very first time. And yeah, it may be at midnight for us here on the East Coast, but I'm definitely staying up for the Turkey-Australia game to get a glimpse at what the other two teams in USA's group will be doing. But yeah, I think we're going to wrap it right there. Not trying to let these shows in the morning here go on for too long for our daily roundup, but we're going to definitely cut it right here. Make sure you're liking, make sure you're subscribing, make sure you got that notification bell on. I appreciate all the love on the shorts that have been going out, gotten some good traction. The USA video's doing well. The Mexico video's doing well. The South Korea video, people loving that one too. So definitely feeling the love there. And we'll have 3 more coming at you today as well. So make sure you're looking out for that with that notification bell on. We will be back very, very soon. Of course, plenty of content coming down the line throughout this month. So thanks again for everyone being here, and you. We'll see us next time.